Wu Cheng, a disillusioned playwright and theater director in his mid-40s, quits his job as a college professor. He is angry at Taipei. He is angry at himself. And most of all, he is angry at his anger. He has left his wife, and he has left behind his circle of theater friends after getting blind drunk and insulting them at a dinner thrown in his honor. In short, he was having a breakdown.
I do not have anything to do anymore. I need to put up a business. Aha! I want to make a detective business. I am not technology savvy and my CV is embarrassingly short. My only marketing strategy is to print a stock of business cards. My only training comes in the form of years spent reading detective fiction and hours spent in cafes observing passerby. All I have to rely on is his obsessive attention to detail honed through years of neurosis and depression.
I don't like Papa anymore. I hate him. I hate him.
Why is she like that? I have to find a detective.
His first client is Mrs. Lin, an attractive middle-aged woman concerned that her teenage daughter has suddenly taken against her husband.
My daughter suddenly hates his father and I don't even know why. Please investigate and I will pay you a lot of money. Here's a down payment.
It sounds easy enough. Either her husband has sexually molested a girl, or her daughter has somehow stumbled upon an affair between her father and another woman. I shall investigate.
Wu decides to follow the remarkably boring Mr. Lin to discover exactly what it is he is hiding. The clues, however, are unforthcoming. His daily walks are just that: he goes to work, and he only ever seems to email fellow plant obsessives from his arbor club.
This is not right. They visited the Love Motel, and yet they only stayed for 10 minutes? It is so fast. I need to find more clues about this.
Another examination of Mr. Lin's emails reveals the code the pair employ for arranging their meetups, disguised as emails about rare species of trees. Wu opts instead to follow the young woman, Miss Chu, and then to confront her. Scared, she reveals the truth.
We are doing a scam.
What's come?
It was a scam that we planned to cheat money out of the health insurance system. Mr. Lin's daughter bumped into us one day while out with her high school boyfriend. We are just stealing money.
Having solved the case, Wu Cheng explained the case to Mrs. Lin, and she was enlightened, and as promised, she gave a lot of money to Wu Cheng.
Thank you, detective.
Since Wu Cheng solved the case, Wu's attention turns to a series of murderers that his policeman friend, Big Chen, reveals to him in confidence. The media is yet to pick up on the stories, but there have been 2 murderers close to where he lives, in the dead zone, and the police believe they are linked.
This sounds like just the kind of thing that I believe I should be working on. I just have to balance this work so I can have my time to my new love, Mrs. Lin.
The thought of a Taiwanese serial killer fascinates him. What makes a serial killer? And why hasn't there been one before in Taiwan? What makes Taiwan so different from Japan and the US, where serial killing appear with a startlingly high frequency? But suddenly,
Mr. Wu Cheng, we have come here to question you in connection with the murders. Your image has been captured on the ever-present CCTV cameras with 2 of the victims. I do not have any memories of this. But could my history of depression-related neurosis be the explanation? I have to find out about this and who is behind all of these murders. I need to find out why someone would want me to frame. But it will be a bottle. against the senior policeman who is convinced of his guilt, and the media were even quicker to assume it. My reputation may be in tatters, but as long as the police will let me prove the holes in this case against me are too large to be credible, I will.
The days have passed and it seems that who has been busy with this mysterious crime is involved in is now losing communication with former Mrs. Lim. Is a primary suspect of the murder of Mr. Chua, the owner of the bar where he's always been when he was still a drunkard. He's been busy solving this crime in his own hand.
Hey there!
Hey Wu, it's been a long time, huh? Haven't seen you in a while. Haha. Honestly, I thought I'll never see you in this place again after all that happened.
All that happened? Whoa! That sounds a lot, huh?
Yeah, after Mrs. Chua died, Mr. Chua has been depressed. He drinks a lot ever since that. He drinks with others other than you.
Wait, you said other than me? Am I right?
Yeah, he even had a drink with one of your friends before. Nah, it's the night that he died.
But I thought I was the only one he had a drink with when he died. And a friend of mine?
Actually, that friend of yours is something I don't know how to describe. I thought Mrs. Chua and him having an affair when she was still alive. He even accompanied Mrs. Chua in driving you home one night when you were so drunk.
Who is this friend?
I don't know. All I know is that he introduced himself to me and to Mrs. Chua. That he is a friend of yours, and he is actually here just when you were here.
He actually died on 7:15 p.m. But I know I left him at 6:30 p.m. How would that be? Could it be possible that there's someone who had a drink with him after me? I need to find this friend of mine.
Wu remembered he had a fight the night Mr. Chua died. He remembered saying that he once was driven home by Mrs. Chua, but didn't know it was the very same day she died. Now, he knows why he was accused by Mr. Chua as a murderer that night.
Accompanied Mrs. Chua in driving you home one night when you were so drunk.
I heard all about the investigation about you. How are you?
This is weird, bro. I don't even remember doing any of it. Someone said I have a friend who was always with me whenever I'm at the bar, but I don't remember bringing any friends at Mr. Chua's bar. It freaks out my curiosity.
Or maybe he's not a friend at all. Think about those people who you've done wrong in the past, like Su Hongzi.
Who is he?
He's a writer who applied for you before. Remember? I introduced him to you. Then, you started criticizing his work and even humiliated him because he's a Buddhist.
I was that rude.
I heard all about the investigation about you. How are you?
This is weird, bro. I don't even remember doing any of it. Someone said I have a friend who was always with me whenever I'm at the bar, but I don't remember bringing any friends at Mr. Chua's bar. It freaks out my curiosity.
Or maybe he's not a friend at all. Think about those people who you've done wrong in the past, like Su Hongzi.
Who is he?
He's a writer who applied for you before. Remember? I introduced him to you. Then, you started criticizing his work and even humiliated him because he's a Buddhist.
I was that rude. has something to do with this.
What is it, Mr. Cheng?
Please, officer, I am very sure. I am not the murderer here. See this note. He knows it. Can't you see? I'm just being framed up.
How can we be so sure?
Search. Get the records of this Lie. Thank you, officer.
Back at home, he was able to find the script which was submitted by Su Hong
Lie? Lie? And this was made by Suong Zi?
Oh, come on, Wu. You're so drunk. You can't even go home all.
Friend has something to do with this.
What is it, Mr. Cheng?
Please, officer, I am very sure. I am not the murderer here. See this note. He knows it. Can't you see? I'm just being framed up.
How can we be so sure?
Search. Get the records of this Lie. Thank you, officer.
Back at home, he was able to find the script which was submitted by Su Hong
Lie? Lie? And this was made by Suong Zi?
Oh, come on, Wu. You're so drunk. You can't even go home all alone. Let me drive you home.
After bringing Wu home, Mrs. Chua and Su had After bringing Wu home, Mrs. Chua and Su had an argument and Su started being physical to Mrs. Chua. Then he raped her.
I'm giving you my condolences.
After that, Mr. Chua was found dead in his office.
I know you are upset to what happened. I'm giving you my condolences.
After
Hello, Mr. Cheng. We are sad to inform you that this Lie doesn't exist.